What is up, everybody? Ryan from Sports Card Radio. I've never been here before. Where are we? Oh.
The Nationals coming up. I've been to 7 of them over the years, including the last one that was in Atlantic City. Should you go to the National? Hey, first of all, if you live within 1 to 3, maybe even 4 hours driving distance of this place, just turn off the video. Right now, start saving your money, and when this thing pops off, drive your car down there, load it up with as much stuff as you can or want, and you're going to have one of the best times, maybe one of the best experiences in your life. It'll certainly be one of the best card shows you ever go to. So that's without question. Now, if you're on the other side of the country, like me, there's many reasons why you actually wouldn't want to go to these things, and I'll outline them below as I show you footage from the 2016 National, the last one that was in Atlantic City.
Ooh, SGC. Little story about SGC. Owner of the company was implicated on the Bill Mastro show bidder list, and the same week that list came out, he moved the company headquarters to Florida.
First of all, there's no direct flights if you're out here in California. I mean, good luck finding, your way over there. You're going to have a multi-flight and or train journey into this place. So good luck even getting out there. I've done it before. Atlantic City, hey, first of all, I grew up in one of the most kind of sketchy or ghetto places in the entire country, so I can say this with a little bit of authority. Atlantic City's a little rough and a little ghetto. You could be out walking and, it could be a little sketchy for you. A little sketchy if you're bringing the family or the kids. Maybe not quite the destination city. I would even put Cleveland above this. And, if you've ever listened to some of our old podcasts, you know what I think about Cleveland. One thing I specifically noticed with Atlantic City that didn't happen at the other Nationals I've ever been to is dealers were getting really wasted in the after hours at casinos on alcohol and whatever else. And that impacted the show itself. By Saturday and Sunday, some dealers weren't even able to make it to their table or showed up late. I remember sitting next to a guy who worked at Peach State Distribution before the show even opened. And I was kind of sitting there thinking to myself like, hey, bro, do you need me to get a bag? I thought he was going to puke right there in the middle of the Atlantic City Convention Center. So the alcohol, the gambling, the nightlife, it takes a toll on these dealers. It takes a toll on these young guys who are out there kind of showing off, flashing their money around. And another thing the gambling does and the casinos do is it sucks some of the income that might have been spent on cards. Like if you're out in the middle of nowhere in Cleveland, like you have nothing else to do but buy cards out at the Cleveland National. But in Atlantic City, a lot of these guys get on the roulette wheel, or they start throwing dice, or they get on the slot machine. And a lot of that money that might have been spent on cards now goes to Harrah's or Caesars or one of these other gambling conglomerates. Another reason why you can skip the National now is there's just so many mid-size and kind of larger shows across the country, from San Francisco to Dallas to places in the Midwest that have big, large shows. You can kind of get the feel for the National at these places and see some of the same dealers and faces that you would if you showed up in Atlantic City. And in 2016, when I was going to the National, this just wasn't the case. Take, for instance, the San Francisco show that's going to happen in a few weeks. A 250 table show just didn't exist anywhere in the Bay Area in 2016. So it's nice to have those options now, and these things are popping up all across the country. These mid-sized to large shows that kind of rival the National in a way. And hey, the last reason I don't want to go to these things anymore is, guys, there's a big myth out there that, I show up at these card shows and people want to confront me and people want to beat me up. It's actually the exact opposite. Oftentimes, I sometimes get my ass kissed at these shows. And what happens is people who don't really like me or who actually don't follow the content really well will come up to me, and gosh, if I had $1 for every time this happened, they invite themselves on, at that time, the podcast, or certainly now, I'm sure people would want to jump on a live stream or want to chat with me and so on and so forth. And gosh, I'm not going to fly 8 hours across the country to chat with some grown men about jumping on a live stream. Just doesn't sound enjoyable. The card show itself will be amazing. Again, if you live within 1 to 4 hour driving range of this place, or whatever you're comfortable driving, go to this place. I wish I could drive to one of these things and load up my car with just piles of stuff. Makes me bitter that, the closest one of these things I've ever gotten is Chicago. So, anyways, hope you enjoy, the people that go, the dealers that go, and enjoy the National, enjoy the experience. And I'm sure I'll be there some other time.